lines aren't really matching from panel to panel, so it's like kind of just have to pick a line. The fender line is like, it's not straight with everything else, so it's kind of not the right line, but so you just got to go with it. It's a lot lower. Every piece of the panel is like, sometimes one will be like higher and then it messes the body line up that's supposed to go across every single panel. So you got to touch it like this, because if you just run your finger without touching it, there'll be too much air, then you'll make it swat like zigzag. So you kind of touch it in some spots to tack it. Yeah, that back piece, not easy. 1, 2, 3. This thing's 4 pieces to do it properly. You could take it off and dismantle this whole back, but we don't have that time. We can't do that with this vehicle. It's a lot of work. This vehicle's high up there in labor for color changes. It's a big project. I'm doing this so I can, when I'm doing this piece, that it doesn't touch this, or else you're constantly fighting the fender because it's sticking to it. Vinyl doesn't stick to masking tape, so wherever you don't want it to stick, it'll tape. You don't want to deal with too much film if you don't have to. This is why I put the tape there. Run knife on it. We're gonna pull the knifeless tape. I try to leave like 4 to 6 inches. Sometimes this will break on you, but you put your finger over it so it's 180 degrees on itself. Finger on the string, pull it so now the string's out, and then you get to the edge of the vinyl. I hold my finger again, and this pull is gonna go all the way through these 2 panels in one shot. You don't want to stop. You want to pull with your line, not up here or down here. I think we got it. So now there's 2 strings because we put, or 2 pieces of tape left. Some people, when we're removing, will only pull this one out. There's still a green one underneath this. And I've seen wraps go years and then you start removing it and someone forgot to pull the tape off. So you gotta pull both pieces. After you do that, you're literally just running your finger. The way I was shown. It makes you do it so you can't mess it up. So you do that enough times and you can't get it wrong.
Since you got this right here, maybe there's something we can do to do that later, or maybe you just got to cut it right there. Yeah.
Maybe that is our line. Because it runs into this little crease.
Why don't we start out with that? That way we don't have to mess around with the boat coming out and stuff like that.
Are we going everywhere else up top?
I'm thinking that blue, so it'll be coming around here for sure. But I'd like that blue on this side of it, right? And potentially, if we want to just cover all that. The thing that I was a little troubled with is, here's a line, which is good. I like that line.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way over. And then maybe we do like the other gray in here, only I think I'd want to do a different kind of gray. Blue color.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Even a candier blue there.
It's very big. It's not a normal sized boat. Top half here. The door is only this, so I'm gonna cut out this whole section of the window. Use some of it for door, and then fender. So this whole window is basically going to be this lower section. So I only pulled till here, not all the way up there. Going on. It's going pretty good. This, it's like, oh, wrap the fender, but then you got to wrap that part of the fender. These SUVs do look good wrapped because there's so much body lines and stuff going on with them that they're cool looking. Right now I'm on the edge of the door frame. Then there's a rubber seal that goes past this. This is where, so you see the rubber seal popping off the vinyl. This is where the line that I just did now ends up perfectly. So I just broke that one. Ivory next to the Desert Storm. Good color combo. Oh, we got this Mini Cooper roof. So we're gonna go white on the top of it. There's no separation, so this is the roof here. So we'll have to go around kind of this roof rack they threw in. Interesting, they did this all in kind of one piece. So got an idea to get around it. A little test this morning. What's up, guys? Beautiful STI. Completing a look, make it more customizable. We did satin black on the mirrors. Satin black roof. Plastic part is actually pushing against the metal, not the blade. That gives me confidence. I can almost just close my eyes because I know the feeling, how this feels. The plastic's just gliding on the edge. That's a super safe cut right there. Pop these fully out. Make sure you get in everything white that's covered. We took the antenna off. This antenna was pretty tight, so we ended up dropping the headliner a little bit. Pop that antenna out just to get full coverage on the satin black. A little more aggressive stance. I think it looks good. What do you think?
This is crazy.
Right? So I love the colors together.
I do too, dude. I can't wait to see it in like the sunlight too,
Yeah.
and especially with like the roof rack back on.
But yeah, I mean, definitely a tedious truck because you gotta.
The body line, that back body line was the hardest to.
Yeah,
like,
but
follow.
once you start on the line, you kind of it just continues for you a little bit if your line's straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, both lines are identical, and this little piece was
I
pretty much a
bet.
scrap. Just lifted this up real quick.
Bet.
And go that, pull the whole thing that way, yes sir, thank you. Oh, too much. Thank you. There you go.
White out. It's looking nice. Yep, took this off. Not an easy piece. A lot of little tedious parts on this car. Extra pieces, and this is the back hatch on the top of it. This is where it says 4Runner. So we took the letters off of it, and the letters will be black back on here. 4Runner. Door handles. These are a few hours here. A lot of small pieces. Back hatch. We're gonna run the line. Dark sand color ivory on top here. Pretty close to this once it's closed. This line here. Back bumper is gonna be a few pieces. We're gonna run it on some body lines. That's really it. Mirrors. We're gonna put the mirrors back on the car to wrap them. A lot easier than just having them flop around on the table. Those are quick. We can do those in about 20 minutes. The client's got a rack and some other stuff that will be going on afterwards, so he'll show us the finished look even after it leaves the shop. So we'll see this thing again once it's like fully completed.
There's lots of little pieces, as Mr. Nick was saying. Inlays on this thing.
Yeah, lay down some knifeless all the way across, which is roughly that line. Once this is closed, it's just where the brake is. So this is all going to be dark, and then that piece I showed you earlier is going to come up here and be dark. With this is the lighter color. Will be all right here and around there. So I think it's going to look pretty cool together. That shape kind of in the way. This car's got to be broken down so much to be wrapped. You know, the handle, all the door panels are off, the back panel. We didn't show that, but there was hours involved of not even touching vinyl. Like a Toyota, to make stuff like the way they made it to take things off is crazy. It's very tedious, you know, like I was saying, you know, you got fenders, but then you got pieces extra that you got to wrap underneath everywhere here. It's all covered with the color. Still got to do the mirror. So the mirror is going to be this top lighter color so that it's the same. But the bumper, you know, for instance, there's a lot of inlays on this bumper. You know, this bumper is probably about 6 pieces total, just one side. So it's very, very tedious. Good thing he had these pieces here. So usually there's the paint colors all right here that you have to wrap. Not on this one though. Handles, everything went pretty smooth. I broke them up on the body line. I know they're just gonna get a lot of use, so if something ever happens, they're easy to take apart and just keep and wrap again. Roof was probably the easiest part of this whole vehicle. It's all flat. Took the screws out for his rack. I did it by myself. So we made the line come up here, and it's not really straight from here to here, so we had to make a little dip down. And we did the same thing on both sides with the darker color coming up. I'm gonna try to use his adhesive from his last letters to put on here, but I don't think we're gonna be successful at it. So these emblems might stay off for the moment. Easier just to buy new ones and just slap on brand new adhesive.